Hi, so this video is about fortune telling, being able to read the future, and the idea of free will and how all of those things mesh together. Are they not contradictory? Is this just not magic? Is it not weirdness? And in fact it is weirdness, but weirdness in the original sense of the word weird. And I first understood the etymology of the word weird when I was reading this book, The Well of Wyrd, the Runecaster's Handbook, The Well of Wyrd, by Edred Dorson. And in it was the first time that I saw the Old Norse, Old English, Old Germanic ideas of fate. And I think that when people go to a tarot reader, they often go with this old idea of the end of the pier fortune teller who is going to pull out a card and say, you're going to meet a tall dark stranger, beware of drowning, or you've met the love of your life and you're going to have 2 children. And some of these things obviously can arise during a tarot spread, and they can be communicated by a tarot reader. However, that I really don't think is the heart of tarot reading. I see the heart of tarot reading as showing the web of weird. Now, for me, the heart of tarot reading is not necessarily the idea of giving somebody the notion that they're on a train, passively being driven towards a destination, and that they should prepare themselves. I think that it's more an idea of being able to show them the web in which their life is caught, and to empower them through knowledge, through self-knowledge, because how many of the strands of our lives become invisible over time, so that we forget that we are shaped by habit, we forget that we are shaped by sets of inherited likes and dislikes, ideas of what is normal that have been transmitted to us culturally, and we don't even have the idea that our conception of normal isn't universal until we start traveling, for example, and saying, okay, well, they don't do it like that here. And so then you enter into a process of questioning, and you realize that more and more things, more and more aspects and elements of the personality is an accumulation, and we need to be able to transcend or just gain a little bit of height on that accumulation, so that we're able to look and sort between things that are useful to us and things that are not useful to us. Things that are leading us down a path towards a place that we don't necessarily want to go, and things that are going to serve our highest good and transport us to a life that we dream of. The web of weird is a concept of transmission. So first of all, we've got your family transmission. I think everybody can understand that we inherit things through the family. We inherit a family history. We inherit a certain atmosphere from our family, and that can be of secrets and shame, of violence and guilt, or it could be of musicality and joy and creativity and ambition fulfilled. It could be a mixture of all of these things. Everyone is born into a recipe of circumstances, and we need to negotiate these, and these are the shaping elements of our characters. We also inherit genetically certain tendencies, so that our physical appearance informs the ways that people treat us and gives us a conception of the world, whether others are hostile or friendly or so on. So there are so many what you might call factory settings that are already in place when you're born. And then we have our life experiences that accumulate. And the web of wyrd is really how your fate as an individual is bound up with your family fate, the fate of your clan or your nation, and of all the individual decisions that you've made in your life, the enemies and friends that you've made, and the places that you regularly go to that inform this kind of tapestry or fabric of your being. And as we live our day-to-day lives, things can become invisible to us. And when things start to go wrong, we often are unable to say why. And people often go to a tarot reader when things are going wrong, or when they are in a period of doubt, or when they need reassurance in life. And instead of maybe offering an easy solution and saying, hey, everything's going to be fine, you're going to meet the love of your life, away you go. I think that the tarot can show the web of wyrd and can promote self-knowledge, and that self-knowledge can be empowering. Okay, so here's my final thought on this for this video. And I just like to give the analogy of the opening scene of a movie or a TV series. So in the 80s, actually I think the series might even still be going on. There was this series called Holby City in the UK, and I occasionally used to watch it with one of my friends. And they would show somebody, for example, getting on their motorbike outside their house, and they would kickstart it and it would go off and some music would be playing, and then the camera would cut to a guy getting into the cabin of his truck and powering up the engine, and some music blaring, and him taking the motorway. And you would know within the first 15 seconds that you were being prepared for the accident of the guy on the motorbike. And perhaps we'd already learned a few little things about him, maybe he kissed his wife goodbye, maybe his kids were adorable, and so on. And so you're already rooting for him to survive the accident. And if you, as a tarot reader, get negative outcome cards and you're sitting there in front of the querent, you're like the person watching this opening scene, and you're thinking, okay, what can I tell this person so that they don't get into the accident? Or if you're another kind of tarot reader, what can I do to prepare this person when the accident comes? Well, I say that the use of the tarot is to make people conscious of the reasons that they could be having an accident. So, what is it that they might need to learn in their life that they could learn without getting into an accident? Imagine if you've got a soul contract, and this is a big subject in itself, but in your life you have to learn about overcoming difficulty. You have to learn about bravery or courage, or maintaining positivity in the face of difficulty. Perhaps you've had other opportunities to learn and you haven't taken them. Perhaps there's an opportunity to learn in front of you now, in which you can learn those things and demonstrate those things and integrate that knowledge without actually getting hit by a truck and put in a hospital and having to learn to walk again. Maybe there is another way of learning that lesson. And if we become conscious of the lessons that we need to learn in our lives, perhaps we can avoid some of the really harsh stuff, or perhaps we can live the harsh stuff as if it's a blessing, as if it's a lesson, as if it's simply a way that life is being a great teacher. So I don't think that that's idealistic. I think that that's realistic. but I know that that makes me one of the crazy ones. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching if you're still watching, and I hope to see you again.